Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by the Canadian press, the Trump administration has announced a massive $17.5 billion loan program to accelerate the development of 10 new large-scale nuclear reactors across the United States. This federal funding is aimed at meeting the skyrocketing electricity demand driven by massive technology data centers, particularly those utilized for artificial intelligence. Energy Secretary Chris Wright noted that construction on these plants could begin by 2030, with operations starting in the mid-2030s. The projects will utilize Westinghouse's AP1000 reactor design, the same technology used at Georgia's plant Vogtle, which faced severe delays and budget overruns. However, federal officials expect that building these reactors at a larger fleet scale will create a more efficient supply chain and lower overall costs. The Department of Energy has signed letters of intent with 7 utilities and energy companies to potentially host 2 reactors at each of 5 selected sites. Critics of the initiative argue that building new nuclear facilities remains overly expensive and poses greater risks compared to other low-carbon energy sources. According to Fox Business, a Chinese supercomputer system named Lineshine has been crowned the world's fastest on the latest Top 500 list, marking the first time China has held the top spot since 2017. Built by the Shenzhen Cloud Computing Center, Lineshine dethroned the U.S. supercomputer El Capitan, housed at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in California, which had held the #1 position since November 2024. Unlike most modern high-end supercomputers that rely on graphics processing units, GPUs, like those from NVIDIA, Lineshine runs on standard central processing units, CPUs, utilizing over 13 million of them. According to the high-performance LinPack benchmark, Lineshine performed 20% better than El Capitan and demonstrated exascale capacity by performing 1 quintillion calculations per second. While China took the lead, the U.S. still dominated the rankings overall, claiming the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spots with El Capitan, Frontier, and Aurora. The development coincides with rising technological competition, occurring just a day after U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order to upgrade the nation's quantum computing efforts. According to a report by Zioshi Ba, Liberty Times, the United Nations International Maritime Organization, IMO, has announced plans to evacuate more than 11,000 crew members stranded in the Persian Gulf. This decision comes after the United States and Iran reached an agreement to end the war in the Middle East and reopen the Strait of Hormuz, a critical global shipping route. IMO Secretary General Arsenio Dominguez stated that the large-scale operation will be carried out in close cooperation with Iran, Oman, regional coastal states, the United States, and the shipping industry. He added that the organization has secured the necessary safety guarantees and verified navigation conditions to support the evacuation. Under the plan, vessels will navigate through 2 temporary channels across the strait. The Strait of Hormuz had been effectively blocked by Iranian forces since February 28 following airstrikes by the U.S. and Israel, which triggered a spike in global oil prices and cut off critical commodity shipments. Following the peace agreement, shipping traffic has already begun to recover, with Kepler data showing a record 36 commodity vessels transiting the strait on June 22. According to a report covered by UPI, Colombia's illicit cocaine trade generated approximately $16.5 billion in 2024, surpassing crude oil exports to become the nation's primary source of foreign currency. The study, conducted by the research center Valor Público at EAFIT University, revealed that the cocaine economy now represents about 4.4% of Colombia's gross GDP, tripling its economic weight over the past decade. This financial shift is not attributed to higher domestic drug prices, but rather to unprecedented advancements in production efficiency. Researchers highlighted that technological improvements in chemical processing and more productive plants boosted Colombia's cocaine output from under 300 tons in 2013 to nearly 3,000 tons in 2010 Sobler Bro. Simultaneously, the country's legal oil sector has faced a decline due to lower domestic production and global market instability. Criminal organizations, including dissident factions of the FARC and the Clan del Golfo, have expanded their control over transnational logistics. By directly managing supply chains from local ports to lucrative overseas markets in the US and Europe, these syndicates maximize their profits, establishing deep-seated criminal governance across various regions of Colombia. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.